we got an interesting one today. So, damp. Customers got damp, base of the walls, and this is such a common problem. And to be fair, I get a lot of misdiagnosis with this. I see a lot of it. I recently got sent a video where somebody who's an expert, shall we say, on damp was given some advice on this, and it's just failed to mention all this basic stuff. So this is just a classic little open up case study. What you see here is the downpipe's been removed and you've got the drain snake. Look at him, some decent sized roots in there as well, and you can also see it just there as well. So this is going to be in a soakaway. So what happens? Look at all these open joints. Look at them, all low down as well. So basically, all of that water is going to saturate that ground, and it can get across the cavity, and it can get across the front wall. You've seen one of my previous videos, those cavities, they will fill with water. They will fill it with water, and if there's any way to get across, if there's some sort of breach in the DPC, it will get onto that ground floor, especially if it's solid. What you can also get as well, that water there will back up the downpipe, and then it will find its way out somewhere along there. It might not, you might find it coming across the hot water, like a waterfall coming across the top, or you might find it just coming out of one corner or somewhere where it's its lowest point. But this is such a common problem. Normally when you're looking at downpipes, you'll find them on the edges of buildings, like corners and stuff. Typically on those corners, they're like a little bit of a cold thermal bridge, shall we say, where you'd normally find possibly a bit of condensation and mould issues. So another common problem I find was the mould man comes round. Mould man comes round and he thinks the damp issues is simply because of ventilation. And I've seen this so many times, and the ones I'd done last year, they'd all been misdiagnosed. They'd all said it was ventilation. The mould man's been round, said, oh, yeah, you need new ventilation. Problems are continued because the soakaways are blocked and the water's backing up all across there, and everything's getting damp. One thing about this as well, these problems when it's mainly with water can be very intermittent, because if you could imagine, if it's the summertime, you've had a real drier time, that wall's probably dried down. It can dry down. In the winter, after you've had a lot of wet weather and everything's blocked up, that's when you might get a few high readings. So if you're doing pre-purchase surveys, you need to be aware of that. And you tend to find as well, dare I say, a lot of the drainage engineers, they don't check soakaways because they're very hard to check and fill with water, and to sometimes even get them to block up. You know, you can spend a lot of time doing it and a lot of water entering them just to see if it will block up. But I've done a few recently. I've got some good little videos on there, so I will post a few of them. But yeah, I hope this has been some use, and it just makes you sort of think about the basics. Cavity wall construction, it can have so many reasons why there's damp at the base of the wall. This is such a common problem. Thanks for watching.